What's up, everybody? Ethan with Fight Me on This. I posted a story last night about me walking, and has gotten a few people sharing what they do to cope, what they do to get by, what they do when the darkness starts to win. And I wanted to talk about mine. I wanted to talk about you know the walking and the movement. I mentioned it in the story that movement's always been a part of my escape. Even as I walked through addiction in my teen years and walked through violence and walked through violence and just trying to find myself in the worst possible places. You know, movement was always the thing. I talk about it a little bit in my book, and I talk about it, with people who ask questions. It was always about escaping. I mentioned a group of people that we used to hang out. We would all sneak out or run away and just spend time. We would walk 106th Street over by Southgate there for hours and hours in the middle of the night and just be with other people who knew suffering and just be with other people who knew struggle, to feel seen and understood by people. There were times we would share pieces of our story. There were most of the time we just talked about random shit. We just existed in this group that was safe. We existed in this group that wanted to move. We existed in this place for hours that was home. Most of us have gone on to grow, to do other things with our lives. A lot of my friends didn't make it. Everyone should feel safe. And that's not like this cute moniker. I mean deeply inner child safe. That feeling, that necessity for it comes from the inner child. It comes from childhood. And those of us in that group all experienced horrible childhoods. Learning that our love maps were fucked up. Trying to find love anywhere we could. And this group of people who needed to escape via drugs would come together and just love. And not this like misguided idea of having sex everywhere and all these groupie parties. I'm talking just care. Care for another person that always felt safe. There was never danger in this group. I went and found danger outside the group. But even in that, there was safety for me in the other group. I've been this big my entire life. I've had a temper. I've had a lot of hatred and anger. And someone saw it and decided to use it for their personal gain. But in the moment, I was being welcomed in with open arms. They gave me a place to stay, filled my belly with food, and praised me for the piece of shit I was. Feeling safe is paramount to continued survival. And I'll go one step further. Feeling safe is genuinely how I believe trauma survivors are able to start thriving. In our adulthood, when we find something that's safe or someone that's safe or an area that's safe, we gravitate toward it. When those safeties go away, for most of us, me included, I'm not that far in my therapy yet, I do not know, and we do not know how not to spiral. Because I remember where I went to be safe last time. I know I could go back there. I know I can make one phone call right now and not feel anything for the next 4 days. But that feeling of safety, if you love someone, if you care for someone, if you're a friend, partner, teacher, pastor, whatever, if you're in care for someone like me, you have a responsibility to keep that safety. Now, it's our responsibility to tell you about it. It's our responsibility to let you know that you are, or where we are, is safe. And even, space in therapy with Jay, my therapist, he makes it safe. No matter the mood I come in, no matter the headspace I'm in, no matter the emotions I'm feeling when he opens the camera to see me, it is always safe to be me. To walk through the tough emotions, to walk through the tough feelings, to walk through the self-hate, to walk through feeling so goddamn alone. I've spent a lot of time healing. I say that, it's been a few years now, 5 years, 6 years. Geez, I've been at this for a bit. And I'm light years ahead of where I was. But nights like last night and weeks like last week and coming out of the hospital and knowing that I was going to be in a mental battle because I'm exhausted, it's hard not to go back to those places. It's hard not to feel like you failed. It's hard to trust people. It's hard to lean. All of the things that we've worked on, all of the great tools in my toolbox, it's like I took the belt off. When I don't feel safe, I don't know what to do. So I walk. I walk and I put my music in. I try to walk through what just happened. I try to sift it out. I try to sniff out where my fear and my trauma come into play. I try to sniff out where I've been actually hurt and harmed by somebody or someone or something. It doesn't always mean that I come out the other side happy and ready to fight the next day. But it does allow me space to shoot videos like this for a moment. It reminds me that I'm going to be in these trenches for the rest of my life, and I'm okay with that. It reminds me how much work there is to be done. And in that, it reminds me that I still have purpose, that I've always had purpose. And in my purpose, there is some safety. That's why I'm able to shoot this video. That's why I'm not still curled up on this couch. It's why I'm not still walking. I know that on the other side of this, somebody's going to see this and know what this feels like, and somebody's going to see this and keep going. Someone's going to see this and clock it in one of their people. When you care for somebody like me, when somebody like me lets you in, there's a level of safety that comes with it. An intense and important level of safety. Be careful with it. I love you guys. Peace.